my God. Thank you guys so much for coming. My show is called A Little Treat. It's basically about how I lack self-control. I actually recently got diagnosed with ADHD. Yeah, from a TikTok. Some 15-year-old just sort of danced some symptoms at me. I thought, shit, you might be onto something. I think that's what she was doing. I didn't watch the whole video. It was quite boring. I just sort of skimmed through, but no, I've been diagnosed by an actual doctor, and it's so strange. Like, do you guys know how triggering it is to be diagnosed with ADHD and then regularly appear on a show called Have You Been Paying Attention? You know, I'm buzzing in like, no, you know, it's kind of an issue. Like my boyfriend's autistic. I wouldn't put him on a show called Are You Excited About These Plans Changing at the Last Minute? Like you wouldn't put Meghan Markle on Family Feud. Like, it's just, it's too close to home. But it is a weird one, being diagnosed at my age, although sometimes I think that my age can be kind of ambiguous to some people. Like you, sir, over here, what's your name in the shirt? I don't know. I don't know why my way of narrowing down a person is to say the guy in the shirt, as if everyone else in the crowd is shirtless. But you knew I was talking to you, Michael. Nice to meet you, classic. This is also Mike. Anyway, so nice to meet you, Michael. How old do you think I am? 21, okay, Michael's trying to fuck me, okay. Well, steady on, man. Jeez, I'm 30, thank you so much. I recently turned 30, and people do think I look older than I am. I think I was at the supermarket the other day, and this guy came up to me, and he went, "You're tall." He went, "You would have played netball back in your day." Back in my day, I was under the impression it was still my day. I'm 21. No, that was an unfair question, Michael. Here's another one. Okay. How much do you think I weigh? It better be 21. No, it does feel good, though, getting up on stage talking about having ADHD and becoming the first comedian with some form of neurodiversity. That just fly the flag. It's really nice. It's very common. Who else has ADHD? Make some noise. Oh, my demographic. Usually it's people at the back that booked late, but you guys are all... were you all the people that got moved to the front? To fill the seats of those pussies who couldn't handle a little storm. That's amazing. You guys are like, yes. No, it's a weird process getting diagnosed with ADHD. What you do is you book an appointment with your GP, and then they give you a referral to go see a clinical psychologist. But the wait list is so long that you have to book an appointment for like 8 months' time. Right? So I booked this appointment, and then the 8 months sort of rolled around quite quickly, and then I just woke up that morning of the appointment, and I just had a calendar notification in my phone that just said ADHD. With no other supplementary information. I had not given myself a location nor a time. It was just in the airs all day, ADHD day. Like, it's terrible. Does anyone else do this? You'll set yourself a reminder, but you'll make that reminder so vague, it is so unhelpful. Like, the worst part about it as well is that me and my boyfriend have a shared calendar system, right? So he'll wake up and be like, fuck, I've got ADHD. Like, sometimes it's worse, it's quite ominous, you know? Like, he'll open up his phone, it'll just pop up with a notification that just says, run. Terrifying. Figured out where I was supposed to go for this appointment, have this appointment with the clinical psychologist. And the first thing she asked me about was my childhood. And the thing about it is that I feel like my childhood with ADHD was different to other kids because I'm tall. Okay, go with me. So I'm 6'2". Like, this is a maxi dress. Like, you know. And I've been 6'2" since I was like 8 months, you know, in the womb. You know, my ultrasound was a panorama. So, like, I feel like when people see like a little short kid with ADHD, everyone's like, oh, what a little firecracker, you know? Oh, what a little pocket rocket, you know? I was more of a presence. Yeah. I was less firecracker, more sort of fee-fi-fo-fum. Like, my teacher just saw their coffee vibrating and when she's coming. It was like Shrek with the personality of Donkey. That was... So I repressed myself in school. I felt like I held myself back because I don't know, I felt like I was too much for everyone. The other thing is, in this appointment, she kept asking me questions and I thought I was kind of arguing against having ADHD. But she was like, no, that's a symptom. Like, she was like, how's your memory? I was like, actually, my memory is pretty good. I remember in school, like, I learned 50 digits of pi because in maths class, it was written all over the walls. And I learned a couple digits each day, and now I know 50 digits of pi. And she was like, okay, so you were just looking at the walls. I was like, touche. So... I don't remember my entire childhood. So what they do is they'll give you a questionnaire to give to your parents and get them to answer questions about your childhood as well. Now, I gave this to my mum, and she took that questionnaire as a personal attack on her parenting. They were quite innocuous questions. It'd be like, did Melanie ever forget her lunch going to school? She's like, I'd never let a child of mine starve, actually. You know? I'm like, Mum, they're not. This isn't a test for you. Like, they're just trying to work out if I have ADHD. She's like, I'm not saying shit till I get a lawyer. Like, you feel bad, I think, going to your parents and telling them that you have ADHD. You feel like you're blaming them in some way, you know? Like, I'm going like, hey, Mum, you know how I was a bit disorganised and full on as a kid? Well, maybe you should have thought about giving me some meth. Like, because that's what the medication for ADHD is. It's got a very similar ingredient to meth. It's crazy. That's so wild. I haven't tried meth before. To know what just helped me send an email is crazy. Like, I don't know. It's weird. Like, I'm not a drug... I know you look at me like I'm a drug aficionado. Is that what the drug aficionados call themselves? A drug connoisseur. But I'll dabble. You know, I'll have a puff of the old weed. What about you guys? Michael, you into the devil's lettuce? Yeah, sure. I will sometimes smoke weed, but I feel like an edible is too much for me, like a weed brownie is too much. Like, I'm a lightweight. Like, the last time I had an edible was, I was going to the Troye Sivan concert. Quite a chill place to hang out. The reason I took the edible is because I was going with a friend and he took an edible and I'm an ally. And like, I thought like, well, either I can have an edible or I kind of have to spend my night responsible for someone who's taken an edible. And obviously I took the first option. I don't know if that makes sense fully logically, but like that'd be like if I was like a first responder and I turned up to a scene and went, oh, that's a bit full on, and then just swerved my own car into a tree, just... I don't want to help the accident, I'll just be part of it. So, Michael, you know when you're high, and like maybe if you've had like a little bit too much, it just feels like something can go mildly wrong and it feels like it's going horribly wrong, right? Yeah, you know, she gets it. She's like, happening right now. So I arrive at the gate at the Troye Sivan concert and I've got my ticket on my phone and my ticket won't scan. And the lady's scanning it. I'm just like, oh, it's not scanning. And I look down at my ticket and I see that it says Melanie Bracewell. I'm like, oh, that's what my name would be if I was a horse. But that can't be why the ticket's not scanning. Like, she doesn't know I'm not a horse. So I swipe to my friend's ticket, that ticket scans fine. Go back to mine, still not working. She's like, you know what, I'll just take your word for it. I'm like, what kind of security are you running? You just let anyone with a barcode in. Someone's coming in with their everyday rewards card and they're like, go on through. I was like, this is crazy. And then I get to my seat and there's someone sitting in my seat. I'm like, oh my God, it's fucking Melanie Bracewell. went up to her, I was like, excuse me, I think I'm supposed to be sitting in that seat. I think you may have taken my seat. And she went, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I've made a mistake. I was like, you don't know what you're fucking doing to me right now. She cantered away, and I was like, whoa, girl, but yeah. That's fine. It turns out I think I was the least high person at the Troye Sivan concert. It's fine. I said all of that to the clinical psychologist. And she was like, we can talk about medication later on. We're almost out of time in your appointment. She says, what I really want to know is why you decided to book this appointment with me today, right? Why you decided you needed to seek treatment for ADHD. Has something happened recently that made you think you have ADHD and it's getting in the way of your everyday life? And I went, actually, yes. About 8 months ago, I had quite the chaotic evening at the Netball Awards. And I said, I will tell you about this evening, but as you know, I do tend to get quite sidetracked, so I might tell you my entire life story. She said, that's fine. Now, I was invited to the Netball Awards not to receive an award. It's no longer my day. But I was invited by the Australian netball team, the Diamonds, to interview... Oh, great, they're here. No. By the way, I'm aware that as I film this as a special, there'll be like Americans watching this being like, what the fuck is netball? You don't need to know, it doesn't matter. Google it later. It's fine. So I was invited by the Australian netball team, the Diamonds, to interview them on the red carpet at this event, and I was so excited. I love netball so much. Do we have any other netballers that make some noise? Yeah, over here. You raising your hand. What's your name? Taylor? Kayla. Similar. Kayla, what's your position? Goalkeeper. Mad respect. Me, I'm like goalkeeper. Stupid, it's very stupid. I'm also a goalkeeper, so I respect you. You know, like we could be a centre, but we choose to just be in that one little bit. Trust me, I am fit. I'm just glad you understood the question, Kayla, because I did this show in Adelaide and I asked that question. I said, what's your position? And this girl said, I'm an admin consultant for a construction company. It's like, wow, the rules are different here. Quite a large bib. Should make it clear, by the way, as well, I'm saying netball. Because sometimes with my accent, people think I'm saying nipple awards. And I'm yet to be invited to those. I've been training, you know, trying to cut glass, but, you know, one day the areoles will be mine. But invited to the Netball Awards, and I kind of leave getting ready for the Netball Awards kind of late. I had a good reason. I had recently seen a YouTube video on air-dry clay. I did proceed to make that my entire personality for the entire day. I had to run some errands as well. I had to send an angry email to a real estate agent. What's happening is, so we've moved house and we're struggling to get the bond back from our previous rental, because what's happened is the property manager has gone in there and they've gone, oh no, looks like someone's tried to live here. And that's on me, I was living there, so I should have thought of that. I did give myself enough time to get ready for the Netball Awards. I'm doing my makeup, getting nice and glammed up for the awards. And I have a friend staying with me at the time, and she bursts into my room, and she goes, Melanie, did you eat my chocolate muffin? I was like, I don't like your tone. I had just given her accommodation for a week. I think I deserve a little chocolate muffin, actually. But I was offended because I hadn't eaten her chocolate muffin. I didn't even know there was a chocolate muffin in play. So I said, no, I didn't eat your chocolate muffin. She goes, shit. I think your dog ate my chocolate muffin. I was like, what happened? Because chocolate is toxic to dogs. Like, did you just leave it out? She goes, no, I put it down on the desk downstairs for like 2 minutes. I went upstairs just to grab my bags. I came back like 2 minutes later and the muffin was gone. I was like, okay, but your first thought. Was that you placed down a muffin. And then I was in the other room and I just heard the sound of that. is that a fucking chocolate muffin? And then just went back to applying eyeliner like nothing had happened. Okay, let's look at this crime scene. Let's try and work out what's happened. And when I look out, on the desk, there's no crumbs anywhere. I look at my dog, he looks okay. And also, the desk is quite high. And my dog's quite small, he's a little Maltese Shih Tzu. And I think he can't have got up there by himself. But I see there's a chair over here. And I'm like, if he's completed some sort of ninja warrior style course, he could have got to it. But that's quite a lot of effort for my dog to go to try and kill himself. Like, that makes me concerned as a parent, for his mental health. Yeah, we had to call Beyond Bluey. And the joke that only works in Australia for an international audience is going to be perfect. I'm concerned, right? And I don't know. I think to myself, I'm like, how much chocolate is even in a supermarket chocolate muffin, And so I Google it. I Googled the phrase, how much chocolate to kill dog? Which does sort of look more like a plan, because Google has an AI now, and the AI is like, please don't do that. And because I don't want to take my dog to the vet for no reason if he's going to be okay. Like, my dog hates the vet. He's a rescue. I've got no idea why he hates the vet so much. It just stresses him out. He freaks out. Like, we tried to get his vaccinations. He was not having a bar about. I'm like, I guess his previous owners listened to the Joe Rogan podcast or something. I don't know. I have an anti-vaxxer dog. What can I say? Like, he's doing his own research. And I'm like, mate, stop sending me articles about Bill Gates. I'm like, you're already microchipped. What are you worried about? So I'm stressed. I am very stressed. I don't want my dog to be sick. My friend, she's stressed. She doesn't have a chocolate muffin. So, there's a lot going on. Luckily, I have another friend who's a vet, served in Nam. Some of the jokes are just for me. But I call her up, I'm like, okay, it's just like a small chocolate muffin from the supermarket. Do you think it's enough to cause him serious harm? She's like, honestly, probably not. It's usually when they get into like cocoa powder or dark chocolate where it's a problem. But if you want to be extra safe, what you can do is you can induce vomiting if you give him just like a little bit of dishwashing liquid. I was like, what kind of fucking science experiment am I doing right now? I just give him some Morning Fresh. She's like, palm olive is fine. Don't try this at home, by the way. But it worked. It was crazy. I put like a little bit of dishwashing liquid. She told me the amount to give. I gave put a little bit on his bowl. And I was going to put some food to put on top of it. But then my dog just ate the dishwashing liquid. It's like, you're not making life easy for yourself. And it worked. It made him sick. It was crazy. I had to hold his ears back like he was... One of my girlies after a big night is like, you're better than this, babe. Don't text him. And so and he threw up. And when I say the muffin was pretty much intact, it was like still in the casing. I was like, that's why there was no crumbs. Like, he just unhinged his jaw and swallowed it like a snake. Like he's seen me eat a chocolate muffin and went, that's how you do it. I looked at it, I was like, I reckon you could take that back to the supermarket. So yeah, I'm running late to the Netball Awards, that's what I'm saying. I'm stressing about the Netball Awards. And I have to be there on time, right? I have to get there as the netballers are arriving to interview them on the red carpet. And I think, okay, I try and order an Uber. The next one is like 20 minutes away. I'm like, shit. The only thing I can do now is I'm going to have to drive there. And I'm going with my partner, and he can't drive. Okay, well, he can drive. He just doesn't have a license. So... what's happened is his license expired, and in order to get a new one, he had to fill out a form. And on that form, it said, if anything has changed in your medical notes that we should be aware of, note it in here. And he had recently been diagnosed with autism, so he wrote in that box, I'm autistic now. I was like, babe, you've been autistic the whole time. Like, you didn't catch it. Like, You pass your driver's test with autism. Like, it didn't change. And so, like, he was like, oh, I just wanted to put everything in there. I'm like, okay. But then Vic Roads, like the transport agency of Victoria, they just suspended his license. That's crazy, right? But what I think has happened is that if you write anything in that box, they just suspend your license and make you go to a GP to confirm you're still able to drive. I get that. I understand why that's a system. But from the outside, it does kind of look like Vic Roads saw his application and went, we think you'd prefer the train. And that's just a little on the nose for my tastes, I think. So we're rushing to the venue for the Netball Awards, and I'm a bit stressed. I'm panicked. I need to get there on time. And it's in this like sporting district where they have this cool system where it's like, well, either nothing is on or every fucking thing is on at the exact same time. And so I'm arriving there, and it's like getting close to the time, and I'm just doing laps because there's no parking within like a 5-kilometre radius of the venue. So I'm just driving around in circles just in the hopes that one will open up. And I just have this brainwave. I'm like, I feel like I'm the main character and something's going to work out. Like, I just think that. I just think something's going to work out. And as I think that, I drive just right past the venue and I see like a sign from God. Someone has kindly destroyed a bollard at the venue. And so I can sort of drive up into the venue. I park my car, I want to say, pretty much on the red carpet. Like, my car is so close to the event, it sort of looks like a prize. Like, it looks like if you win Netballer of the Year, you get to take home a 2008 Toyota Yaris. Like, I park my car there, and I think, like, there's no other cars there, but I feel like I feel like a genius, because I feel like parking your car, like the risk is sort of like a parabola. You know, like here is low risk, you're parking like at your house. Here you're like sort of a couple hours over the time duration. Here's like 3 days at a loading zone or whatever. But then you sort of reach a point where it's like, well, no parking inspector's even going to look in the courtyard. Like, it's so brazen. Like, they would be like, well, that's crazy. Surely she's allowed, you know, like, otherwise she would never do that, you know? That's what I'm thinking, and so I think I'm a genius. But I'm a little nervous. I'm worried that the venue staff might get me in trouble or something, and so I turned to my partner, who I love him so much. I would describe him as like I should tell you his name, by the way, but I'm a bit nervous to tell you his name because I'm aware I'm a New Zealander standing in front of a room of Australians, and I'm telling you that my boyfriend's name is Sean. And that is a room of 500 people going, like the sheep. So you guys are under the impression that all New Zealanders fuck sheep. And I am doing nothing to help that. His name is Sean. And I would describe him more as like a golden retriever boyfriend. Like he does everything for me, you know? Like I feel like he cooks, he cleans, he does everything. Like sometimes I feel like he's too good for me. Like he's the golden retriever boyfriend. I'm the one who leaves him in a hot car. It's chocolate muffin on the dash. And so I turn to Sean and I say, I love you. Would you mind? I mean, like, this first part of the evening, I've got to do these interviews with the netballers on the red carpet. It will take like 45 minutes. Would you mind, like, just for that little bit, just hanging out in here, guarding the car? Just for like a short time, you know, while mummy's working. Like, you just hang out in here, and I figure if no one tells us off in that first 45 minutes, I reckon we can park it there for the rest of the evening. And Sean is good about it. He goes, yep, absolutely, happy to do that. I'm like, great. If someone comes over, just text me. He's like, one issue, did leave my phone at home. I was like, oh no. Because what I'm asking is now a lot more cruel, I feel. I'm not just asking him to hang out in the car for 45 minutes. You know, that's not that much of a task, but to ask him to do it without a phone. That's cruelty. That's abuse. So I'm like, I can't ask you to do that, Sean. That's too much. Just sitting there like some sort of Victorian child with no internet. That's mad. But Sean, he takes it quite well. This is why I love him. He goes, you know what? I'm excited. It's a challenge. I was like, what are you going to do? He's like, I'll look at that bird. I'm like, babe, you're my hero. Walk away, leave Sean in the car. Haven't heard that laugh throughout the entire show so far. Just sitting there going, not for me. Wait, leaving him in the car, that is it. That is it. So I'm walking away and I think to myself, how did he even leave his phone at home? Like, I want to be on my phone. I want to be on my phone now. You know, like, I don't know, I'm just so addicted to it. And so part of me admires the fact that he was able to leave it behind and just like the rush of us leaving. And as I'm thinking that, I turn back and I see he started playing with the air conditioning vents. I'm like, oh no, he's trying to scroll real life. That's not a good sign. I make my way into the Netball Awards and I'm a little hungry at this point and someone's got these like little meatballs on a stick and I'm like, looks like a bit of me, right? I'm excited about this. But the issue is my diet's quite complicated. So Sean, he's a vegetarian because he's a sheep. No, and I'm a flexitarian, which means nothing. Flexitarian for me basically means I don't eat meat when Sean's around. I was vegetarian for 2 years and then I just like gave it up. I don't know. Like at one point I stepped it up a notch. I became a freegan. Do you guys know what a freegan is? Freegan is when you're vegan unless it's free. I don't have to feel guilty at all because it's free, right? I'm not financially contributing. I can feel fine, right? I knew I wasn't going to last as a freegan, though. I started making exceptions. I was like, $2 is pretty close to free. But I'd find workarounds. I'd see a kebab shop. It was like buy one, get one free. I'm like, I'll take both, throw the first one out. So Sean's vegetarian, and I don't know why. I just feel bad eating meat in front of him. So I kind of keep my meat eating to the shadows. And it makes me feel like I'm cheating on him in some ways, you know, because I'm traveling for work and waking up in hotel rooms next to Big Macs I don't recognise. Being like, I was drunk, what the fuck happened last night? Like, I call him, I'm like, I was thinking of halloumi the whole time. I was hiding it from him as well, you know. He'd find a receipt in the bin being like, what the fuck is John's Meat House? I'm like, it's just a strip club I frequent, I swear. I just feel like every relationship should have its secrets, and for me, 11 of those are herbs and spices. It's very suspicious if I go to Bunnings and come home empty-handed. He knows I've gone for that sausage. Now I have to buy something every time just to throw him off, you know. But by the 12th gazebo, I think he's starting to catch on. No, actually, we've actually come to a very great development recently. Sean and I have decided to enter an open food relationship. That means I'm allowed to eat meat if he's allowed to watch. It's a good system. So in our dining room, we've sort of got one seat at the table and then one just in the corner of the room. A new IKEA collection, the Kackschluff. Serves us well. So I'm at the Netball Awards, and I'm really nervous to talk to these netballers. I don't know why. Like, they make me nervous. I'm not used to being around women my height, you know. It freaked me out. It stressed me out. And I did the thing I always do when I'm nervous, which is I'm holding a beer in my hand, and I just start peeling the label off the beer. Now, some people think that means something else. Okay, all right, those who know, say it together. Okay, 3, 2, 1. What a creepy choir. Just like 20 people in a room just going, sexually frustrated. Some of you started to say it and ironically pulled out. That's what people think it means. They think if you peel the label off a beer, it means that you're sexually frustrated. And I'm just fidgety, I'm just nervous. And one of the coaches comes up to me, she goes, "Oh, someone's sexually frustrated." I had to think quickly on my feet. I was like, I'm just trying to make sure that there's no brands in the video we're about to film. Pretty good. Wasn't true, I was incredibly horny. So I just hate that people assume that about me just because I'm fidgety, that I'm sexually frustrated. I think it was the way I was doing it with my teeth. Spitting on the adhesive just to loosen it, but that's a practical measure. I don't think it's true though. I don't think peeling a label off a beer means that you're sexually frustrated. I think it's just made up by some guy, you know, like, because it's always like a flirtation technique, I think. Like it would be at parties, you'd be peeling the label off and some guy would come up and be like, "Oh, that means you want a bone." Right? And I know it's not true because it only seems to work with a beer. Like if you're at a party in the corner of the room peeling the label off a can of creamed corn, I find no one approaches you at all. But I hate that people assume this about me, so now when I go to parties, I have to do the opposite. So I'm turning up with a label maker, just... Melanie Bracewell gets it on the reg. Then I'm ruining my nephew's birthday party, so I don't get it. There's no winning. But the interviews with the netballers go quite well, I think. I think I've done the videos, I feel like I'm funny, I feel like I'm getting along with them, and the 45 minutes has passed, and I think, okay, if no one's told us off about the car, I reckon it's fine for us to just leave it there for the rest of the evening. So I go back to see Sean. And I get back to the car, and Sean, at this point, is reading the car manual. He's reading it like it's a gripping novel. At one point, he licked his finger to turn the page. I didn't even want to disturb him. I'm like, he's doing his reading, you know. He likes literature. I understood why he was reading the car manual. There was nothing else to do in the car. Our radio doesn't even work in the car. I was like, that's good ingenuity, you know, finding something to read. Where he lost me was, as I got his attention and went, we can go into the event now, he grabbed a receipt, slotted that in the page. To save his place. So, I just got to the airbags, it's getting good. Like, I don't want any spoilers. But I reckon the battery dies in the end. Like, we're walking towards the party and I'm like, you're not going to go back and read the rest of the car manual. And Sean is very funny. He just goes, "No, I'll just wait till the movie comes out." It's good. I was like, it would be quite a long movie. You think it's over, then it plays again in a different language. Confusing. So we're walking into this event, and I really want this night to go well, because the last date that Sean and I went on was a total disaster. I thought it would be fun to take him to dining in the dark. Has anyone done dining in the dark before? Do you know what this is? It's basically, it's a restaurant that they make completely pitch black, and you eat a 3-course meal in total darkness. And the idea behind it is that not being able to see is supposed to heighten your other senses, like fear and anxiety. We're both excited to do this, though. This is happening in New Zealand, and we get to the venue, and there's a lady standing at the door, and she goes, "Are you here for dining in the dark?" I go, "Yes." She goes, "I'm so sorry, your session has been slightly delayed. There's been an issue." I was like, "What's the issue?" She goes, "Don't laugh. There's been a power cut." And I was like, "And that's an issue, is it?" She goes, "I know it sounds very stupid, but what's happened, the power cut was very brief. It was only about 10 minutes. But what it's done is it's triggered the emergency lighting to turn on." And we couldn't figure out how to turn it off. I was like, this is art. This is beautiful. So she goes, just come back in 10 minutes. I think we've sorted it and we can let you in. Right? We kill some time for 10 minutes. We come back and we're ready for our session of dining in the dark. Now, there's a few rules for dining in the dark. You're not allowed to bring in anything that might light up a room. So I left my personality at the door. And we get guided in. The way that this restaurant worked is that they had these like textured walls and they had these guides that knew the room so well. So they would like guide their hand along the wall and then they would be able to like guide you into the room and down into your allocated seat. Now, this is where the evening turned sour for me. Because I don't know if you guys have ever had the experience of being slowly lowered onto a stranger's lap before. But they had miscalculated the seating plan and placed me on a woman. And she apologised as well. Like, I'm getting lowered down and all I can hear from beneath me is, sorry. This isn't your fault. This is a classic thing we do as women. We'll apologise in every situation. I'm trying to cut back on it. Now if I spill my drink on someone, I'm like, fuck you. I looked it up recently. What you're supposed to do if you want to stop saying sorry is you're supposed to look for opportunities to say thank you. They say, like, instead of saying, sorry, I'm late, it's thank you for waiting, right? Although I do think that in this situation, that would have been worse. I think if I sat on a woman and I just said, thank you, oh my God. She just thinks I'm a very heavy napkin. So they move us down one seat and we get our food. And the idea of dining in the dark is that it's like not being able to see is supposed to make the food taste better, but the food was so shit. I was like, were they cooking in the dark as well? I feel like the food has to be good at dining in the dark. You don't want to be unsure. You don't want to be on a date being like, does this chicken sound undercooked to you? Like, he's like, chicken. I'm like, tofu. So they put me on the woman. And then, to adjust, they just moved me down one seat. But I do think that caused some sort of ripple effect because they brought the next couple in. And I don't know if you guys have ever had the experience of having a stranger slowly lowered onto your lap before, but I was like, thank you. So we get to our table at the Netball Awards. And I'm trying to make small talk. The people at my table I'd met a couple times, but I didn't know very well, and I'm trying to make small talk, but I'm so shit at small talk. It stresses me out. Like, I was at Sephora the other day, and I was buying a hairbrush, and the lady behind the counter was like, have you used one of these before? I was like, it's not a gun. I was like, that is just a hairbrush, isn't it? And she said, yes, exactly. Okay, bitch, I guess I look like I've never brushed my hair before in my life. Okay, so let's get a vibe of the room. Who likes small talk? Make some noise. One person very confident. Girly Wood, what do you like about small talk?
I'm in social work. It's half of my job.
It's half of your job. That's amazing. But in day-to-day, like when you meet strangers, do you like small talk there? You do? You don't shut up. Okay, go. I really love that about you. But I do want you to just take into account the fact that I asked that question of the entire room. And you were the only one that enjoys it. So just keep in mind, there's another person at the other end of this transaction. No, love your work. Love your work. I find it very stressful. Most of you will enjoy this. And I had to go find a new salon because we'd moved place and not anything to do with the hairbrush thing. I had to find a new salon, and it's stressful finding a new salon, I think. There was 2 in my area that had decent ratings. One was called Unique Cuts, and I was like, I have to write that off immediately. Like, unique is not a quality I'm looking for in a haircut. It's like, I've never seen that haircut before. You're the first person that's ever had that. The other one, they describe themselves as a mindful salon, which I found out mindful just means instead of magazines, they have colouring in. They had this other feature. When you booked it online, it said, check this box if you don't want to have small talk during your appointment. I know. I was too pussy to check that box. It just feels too aggressive. I'm meeting this person for the first time and I'm like, yeah, I did press the shut the fuck up button actually, so if you could just zip it and snip it. I also just hate being accommodated for in some ways. That's why I hated being vegetarian and I hated people having to make a special meal for me or special exceptions for me, the idea that she's having a fun chat over here and then she sees me and she's like, hey, how would you like your hair? Never mind, I'll just guess. And also, no small talk, that's quite vague. What if that means that you turn up and they just start having very deep talk with you, just holding scissors to my neck going, what do you think happens when we die? So I didn't check the box, which, the hairdresser, she can only assume must mean I love small talk. I had the most small talk I've ever had in my entire life. We covered every topic. We covered every topic. We've got a podcast now. It's crazy. I didn't mind it. It was okay, but I felt like we'd run out of things to say. The issue now is that I do like how she did my hair, but I don't think I can't go back. I can't book another appointment with her and then check the box. I thought I liked small talk until I met you, actually. I have to go to Unique Cuts. But I'm trying to get better at it. You, sir, what's your name? Michael. Maybe to be quicker to ask who's not called Michael. That's one girl raised her hand. The rest of you are Michael, by the way. I'm sorry, you have to change your name after this. So nice to meet you, Michael. What sort of shower do you have? Detachable ones? Sick. That's awesome, man. That's cool. You can feel like a car. That's awesome. I've got a Rainfall shower now. Thank you so much. That's the response I wanted. Thank you, Michael. And I get excited. I like the Rainfall. It's quite soothing. I like the one that goes above your head, trickles down. It's so beautiful. There's actually two settings. I like the Rainfall setting. Sean prefers police hose to the eyes. The gentle Rainfall, but our Rainfall shower head broke, and now I feel like a depressed farmer every time I go into my bathroom. Like there ain't been rainfall here in quite some time. Sean and I mostly speak in different accents at home. I don't know. Does anyone else do that? I find it so satisfying. I like the ones we're allowed to do, I should be clear. Imagine the show took a turn. We mostly speak in British accents at home. I don't know why I find it so fun. It just rolls off the tongue. It's just so fun. But we had this guy come in to fix the shower, and he was British. Now, when I met him, I spoke to him normally. I spoke to him in my ordinary accent. I never do that. And I spoke to him, and I introduced him to the shower. And he was working away in there, but it took him quite a while. And so for the rest of the day, I did proceed to forget he was there. So he's working away, and all he can hear in the other room is me being like, have you taken the fucking bins out, mate? Just mocking him from the kitchen, but... So I'm at the Netball Awards, and I take a sip of my bubbles, and I look away, and I look back, and my glass is full again. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I've had like one glass of wine or like 8 bottles, you know? And I'm like, oh shit, I drove here. But usually in that situation, it'd be fine. I could just leave my car, but my car's like in the foyer. So I don't really know what to do in this situation. I look over at Sean, he started drinking beers as well. I'm like, oh, that's fine. He's already twice over the legal autism limit, so it's like, I don't want him getting pulled over by the cops. They're like, missed any social cues tonight, sir? He's like, just a couple with dinner. And so I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, oh, what can I do here? Because I don't think I'm over the limit at this point, but I don't want to risk it, and I also kind of want to have a good night out. And Sean, he's an ideas man. He just goes, if only there was a service where you could pay someone to turn up and drive your car home with you in it. And that's the night I found out. There is a service where you can pay someone to drive your car home with you in it. And I like, wow, you work there? I found this website that offers this service. It was a little sus. It looked like no one had used this service in a long time. Like the entire website was in Comic Sans. It looked like it's just been like an ancient relic, but I think, okay, I don't even know if this business is operating. There's no booking form. There's just like a phone number to text, which I'm like, that part makes sense. Like the only people using this service are probably hammered. Like don't make them like try and fill out a booking form, you know, like the capture code, like identify the traffic lights. It's like, I can't, that's why I'm hiring you. So I'm like, I'm just going to text them. And so I do. I text them, I go, hey, you up? I go, we're looking for a driver to pick us up from the Netball Awards at midnight tonight. They go, absolutely, where's your car parked? I'm like, that's complicated. I literally sent them a Google Maps screenshot and drew a little X where it was. They work out the distance travelled from there to my house, and they give me a quote for $120. I know that's a lot. Just a little bit of context that might change your mind. The drinks were free. Like, the dinner was free. The parking was free. Girl math, $120, pretty good night out, I think. My logic is I just have to drink $120 worth of alcohol just to get it like net zero, right? So I go, yep, let's lock it in. They go, just to secure your booking, we're going to need your credit card number. And I'm like, okay, how badly do I want to drink that I'm willing to text my credit card number to a phone number I found 5 minutes ago in Comic Sans? And the answer was yes. But here's my logic, okay? I figure if this is a scam, I'll find out at midnight. Because no driver will turn up, right? Like, no scammer is like, we're going to rip you off for all you're worth, but, you know, a deal's a deal. We'll still offer the service we promise. So I figure if at midnight no driver comes, then I can just cancel my credit card. Zip, zap, zop. Okay, I feel like you guys still aren't with me. I need every Michael in this room to understand. I just need you guys all to know that this entire show takes place in the past tense. So your reaction changes nothing. You can't sit there being like, don't do it, I fucking did it. So it's not a pantomime, okay? I text my credit card details to the number in Comic Sans. I text her. But just as a little extra layer of security, because I am quite cyber conscious, is after I sent that text, I sent another text and I said, hey, as soon as you've taken the money, could you delete that text? Pretty switched on, but they sent me back a screenshot showing that the text had been deleted, and then in a panic, I deleted all my texts. I just didn't like it that I could still see the number, you know, so I cleared it, right? They went, okay, that's locked in. Your driver, Annette, will see you at midnight. I was like, I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting an Annette, you know. Like, I guess it makes sense. It's just someone's mum that they send out, you know, to pick up every single drunk person in town. I was looking forward to it. I hit the dance floor. I'm drinking. I'm having a good time with these netballers. I feel like it's going awesome. I'm getting to know the diamonds. It's great. Then midnight rolls around quite quickly, and we're heading out of the venue. And I get a text from Annette. She goes, I've found your car. I was like, well done. I walk out of the venue and I see Annette is like a 75-year-old woman. You would have thought she was 50, but like she's like a 75-year-old woman. She looks really sweet. And so I go to walk towards her and I get intercepted by a netballer, classic. It's Jo Weston from the Diamonds. She's an amazing goal defence. And she goes, Mel, we're going to keep this night going. We're going to head to a pub around the corner. You should totally come with us. And I'm like, but Annette. She goes, is that your car? I've been wondering whose car that is. I'm like, no, that's hers. I don't know who she is, but... So I go over to Annette. I say, so nice to meet you. Do you guys offer a service where you could take our car home without us in it? She goes, absolutely, we offer that service. I'm like, sick. So I give her the keys. She gets in the driver's seat. She pulls the seat right up to the steering wheel. It's very cute. I watch her drive out over the destroyed bollard and out onto the road. And it occurs to me. I'm like, I've just given my car my credit card details, my home address, my house key. And I had assured her no one would be home. And the only thing I could think in that moment is, wow, what a convenient service. We go to the pub around the corner, it's lit. There's free drinks at the pub as well. I'm like, I'm profiting out of this evening. I am a little bit suspicious at that point. I start checking my credit card app. I'm like, if I see someone spend $1,000 on Werther's Originals, I'd like... And shortbread, I know who it is, so... We dance, it's amazing. Then I get a text at midnight from Annette. She goes, I've dropped your car off. Shows a photo of her putting the keys in the mailbox and a photo of the car parked in the driveway. And I'm like, I can't fucking believe this has worked out. I feel like I've just been skydiving. Like the amount of risk we put ourselves in, and then it just worked out. I was like, you are my hero. Like, when I think about it, I'm like, Annette is not like the demographic of a typical scammer, you know? Like, she's more the demographic of like a scammy, you know? Like, I reckon if she stole all my money, I could get it back. Let's phone her up. It's me from Microsoft, you know, like... The night winds up. It's been a really fun evening, but it sort of winds down. And so we catch the train home. He loved it. And... I'm thinking to myself, I spent this night with Sean. I really know I want to marry him one day. Like he's just like, I had the most fun night ever. Like, but we've been together for 5 years, and he's really taking his time. You know, and the way people say is you've got to drop hints to your partner that you want them to propose, but like that's not the way to communicate with someone who has autism. You know, like I had to be very upfront. I'm like, give me a ring, and then he calls me. So. We arrive at the corner of our street, and there's a 7-Eleven there, and Sean says the 3 words every woman wants to hear after a big night. He goes, a little treat? I'm like, fuck yeah, a little treat. It's not enough that we hired a private chauffeur. I think I also deserve a Magnum. We're in this fluorescent lighting, and we're standing above the freezer of Magnums, and I get hit with this wave of euphoria, and I'm just going to ask Sean not to marry, but just to ask him to ask me to marry him. Right? I go, Sean, I love you so much. I've had the best night ever. Can I just ask you at some point, can you propose to me? Because I'm ready and I'm keen. Like, I've been trying to drop hints, like I had you in a room full of diamonds, and you're not catching the hint. And so Sean goes, I've been wanting to ask you for ages. I knew I wanted to marry you very early on in our relationship. Like, I feel like I was like driving down this dark path and you came into my life. It's like you turned my headlights onto high beam. I was like, are you fucking quoting the car manual? To be brought to tears by the Toyota Yaris user guide. This man's finding Shakespeare in a glove box. Like, it was beautiful. He goes, before I can ask you though, can I ask you something else first? I'm like, absolutely. He goes, can you just tell me the size of your ring finger? Because, you don't wear rings day to day. I've got no point of reference. I tried to measure you in your sleep and it was creepy. Like, you battered me away. Like, he's like, I tried to get a tape measure around your finger. It was weird. I was like, it's simpler than that. You don't need to get it like around my finger. You could have just got the diameter and times that by 3.14159265333846233847932338471753375502884107169753375105 or thereabouts. So I mean, you guys are applauding that, but if you don't know pi, then you don't even know if that's correct. So, that's my credit card number. So it's amazing. I should make it clear, by the way, Sean is yet to propose. Turns out my golden retriever boyfriend pretty shit at retrieving gold. We have our magnums and we sprint down our road. I just feel incredible. And we arrive and the car is parked in the driveway, and yes, the keys are in the mailbox. And I'm in this drunken stupor, and I just kind of look at the car and I'm like, how did Annette get home? like she drove the car there, she didn't have another car. Like, are we going to go into our room and Annette's just going to be in our bed? Be like, in the morning, can you give me a ride home? Like, how did Annette even get to our car in the first place? It didn't occur to me until that moment that she just appeared at the stroke of midnight, like some sort of fairy godmother. I was like, if this show was a movie, the big reveal at the end would be like, Annette never existed. She was something that I conjured up in my mind in order to justify driving home drunk. Like my version of Fight Club, we see the whole night play out again. We see me destroying the bollard, just... In my version of Fight Club, my Brad Pitt is a 75-year-old woman named Annette. But I promise you, Annette was real. And I have evidence of it because 3 weeks later, we received a speeding fine. The midnight on the night of the fucking Netball Awards. And they had attached a photo. And because she had scooched her seat right up, her photo is in full frame. She looks like she's having the night of her life. She's going like 120 on the motorway, just living it up. And I took one look at that photo and I went, I'm not even going to complain. I'm going to pay the fine. Because I drank so much, it's still profit. So, but I figure, I was like, she still did us a solid in that evening, and she gave us the peace of mind to enjoy that night, which ended up being one of my favourite nights of my life. And I really owe that to her. But I do think that throughout that course of the evening, I did act quite impulsively and made some bad decisions. And so, yeah, that's why I booked this appointment. And that's the show. Good night.